Hello everybody, Glitch Reaper here. I'm back from another mob battle. It's been a while, but sometimes version changes and things can lead to some interesting experiments, and not all of them go as planned, because sometimes the AI isn't quite what you expect it to be, and things don't work. So, I had been doing a lot of that recently, trying to find some stuff that works, and then I found myself going back over a few things and finding out, oh, okay, so a few things have updated to this version now, so that's very handy indeed. And so I decided to go with some DivineRPG, actually. Yeah, I'm standing on top of what was formerly known as the Dravite chest, now known as an Eden chest because new management. So yeah, if you may recognize this chest design, and it has probably been a while for you too as well. Then congratulations. This may be a bit of a long one because I have a lot of bosses to go through and a lot of withers to throw at them. Yeah, that's right. I'm having the wither versus things. Finally, this is something that's been a long time coming for so many reasons. For one thing, the new team decided to make sure that the AI worked against everything, mostly. And for things it doesn't, I do have a wand, of course. So there's that backup plan. Okay, so now the thing is, there's so many of them that I couldn't just have them on my hotbar. So, uh, here's the thing: I had to make sure to get all of them in a chest. Now, some of these I may have to do some alternate stuff with, depending on circumstances, because some of them may like to fly straight up and get whacked by the wither in interesting ways because they don't know how to follow it fast enough. So, and a few other similar phenomena. Some just won't work because apparently they just don't have the AI to attack the wither. But of course, it is a flying creature, and that does put some things at a disadvantage if they don't have range, because it can just absolutely nail something on the ground for reasons. So I might go over why some of these other things I have over here, which is kind of the initial failure bin over here on the right. Well, the things that worked were I have sorted on the left. So now you kind of know how I've got that organized and know kind of what to expect here is the ones that will actually work in my way of doing things anyhow. Then let's go for it. Because I've got a lot of them to go through. And some of them will be more intense than others. Now, I have to also be mindful of a few things here, as usual. Also note that certain lycanized mobs will be here regardless of whether or not you're on peaceful because of tameability reasons, let's say. So there's that thing. So I'm going to start off with some of the ones that you normally start off fighting to be able to get your way through the dimensions. The Ancient Entity, the King of Scorchers, and the Watcher. So let's start this up. And I think the Watcher might need a little more provocation. So the other two I think will go off fine. But the Watcher I will definitely need to use the wand. And some other circumstances like that may apply. Of course, it's also fun to wither bomb things, so I forgot how big that one was. Please, oh, sorry about that. Had to do some things very quickly. I think I know what caused that crash, but, as soon as I got on, the fight continued. Or rather started, because apparently the, whole situation just kind of went from where it left off, which was right about the time the wither was about to explode. So yeah, this happened. Since I switched on as fast as I possibly could. So far, it seems like the wither's strategy is to attack from behind, because, well, the Ancient Entity is very sloped. However, it also hits like the colossal thing that it looks like, so yeah. Is it going to be at least down to half after this? Like, did you actually run out of wither status already? It got down to almost half, and it has a lot of HP, so that was still kind of impressive. Interesting thing is you get Abyssal Realm Stones. or Abyss Realm stones every time that you do that. So, kind of a thing you have to keep in mind. You may have to clear your inventory a few rounds, but that's also a good way to know that that's how you're going to get them in Advent of Ascension. Is make a wither, get a realm stone. However, it's still work in progress, so you're not going to see the actual dimensions for a while. So, I'll get to those things at another point whenever that's more complete. But for now, we're doing DivineRPG, so I need to get rid of the ancient entity. Divine shards. We missed ye. Okay, so the ancient entity is no longer there, but it did triumph over the wither, and the wither did admittedly get it down to nearly halfway, so that was something, and that was with a wither bombing included. So I'm going to basically repeat that with some of the others there, because it's one way to make sure the stuff gets really mad really fast. Just to be literally right up next to it whenever the blast happens. Like, how fast can I get rid of a realm stone? Okay, let's hope it doesn't crash it this time whenever I do this. There we go. Now, the King of Scorchers has a lot of health as well. In fact, even more than the Ancient Entity does this time, as there has been rebalancing on health when it comes to DivineRPG. This was kind of between the community and the new team over time because of the changes with how things were before compared to now in terms of combat. So let's just say the original was designed way more for very spammy clicking. And the new one, not so much. So, yeah, there's been differences. Now, these two are very projectile, so you can see how, because this one's attacks actually count to be able to hit to the wither through the shield, that it does mean the wither does eventually go down and start attacking right in his face. Now, admittedly, a funny thing about the King of Scorchers, it used to be a lot bigger. I don't know if they're ever going to change this new scaling or just keep it because it's hilarious. This tiny little thing can just take down a wither. And the wither took a chunk out of its health, but it would take more than one wither to take down a King of Scorchers, as you can clearly see. So yeah, that would be a thing. Wait a moment. Did it drop a wither rose because it was hit with the wither sometime back? Because I'm a little wondering on that one. Now you may also notice a few drops from the wither. These are from also from Advent of Ascension, and again I will get more into that later as some things are completed. But you can get equipment drops from withers with Advent of Ascension, so just saying that's something to look into if you're playing that. So there's a thought. Now for the next wither bombing though, we're going right ahead. And don't worry about my position. I saved it with a respawn anchor. So now the Watcher is a different story. I may have to initiate that specially. Because the Watcher doesn't seem to naturally attack the wither back, but I have a wand. So let's magic wand this up there. If I can hit it. There we go. Where'd the wither go? Did it despawn? Did the Watcher despawn? Nope, it went invisible maybe? I may have to do that again for something. Oh, there it is. You just went really, really far away. Let me just get this out of the way so that you don't, so that you can actually... these sometimes withers are just so distractible. Get you out of the way. So you can not distract the wither. There. Wither is too distracted right now. I don't think the wither even sees it at this range. I wasn't quite this distracted before, so just saying. I will redo some things on that for a second to reestablish this, so you get recharged there. Now, where'd the Watcher go? I know it's around here somewhere. I think that blast came from that way. Watcher? Did despawn? I think it despawned. Okay. Okay, now let me try to do this again. There we go. Now they're fighting each other. Watcher has some pretty explosive damage. Extremely explosive damage. They can take out a wither pretty quickly if it actually somehow gets aggroed onto it, but it seems that they naturally don't. And they use a projectile that themselves is very similar to a wither skull. So just saying. They have a very similar style. That may be why they don't do the thing. Uh-oh. Hold on, please. Again, I think I've removed something that was causing another problem. Partially the whole distracting the wither thing, but also I know there's some... Well, the thing is, the game has gotten better at handling lots of entities, but I wouldn't really say that that's a complete upgrade yet for being able to handle that much stuff at once. So yeah, I may have overdone it a little bit. Either way, we could say that the Watcher did in fact win that round. So whenever I smacked it with the mob killer, did it drop anything? Or did it just throw it into the fire? Because it may have tossed it. Not like that it matters too terribly much, because for one thing I'm in creative. For another thing, I'm not doing survival mode at this time. This is a mob battle thing. Although, interesting question, since this isn't 16.5, anybody think it might be a good idea to, even though it's a little late in the game, add DivineRPG to my my current Thaumic series, so to speak, which is Shadows of Thaumaturgy. So I mean, it's an idea. It's an idea. I mean, there's certain things about the shards that are kind of like aspects. So there's that. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do, and hopefully this sends me right back to. Yep, I'm good. And this is why we have respawn anchors. However, I do need to give it a recharge every time I do that, because, respawn anchor. It's kind of funny, I'm holding a Totem of Undying, and just use the one of the few techniques that goes right through that. So, just saying. Okay, now, the Aorako Horde is interesting what I might have to do. For one thing, I may have to use the mob enrager that goes multi-form rather than the usual one, because there's 5 of them, and they don't aggro very well. So I'm gonna have to do a little something about that. At least I don't think they aggro very well. So this one's gonna be more of an experiment. because I've tried working with them before, and I think they need a roof because they can't seem to, when they bob up and down, they don't seem to fully work with the wither very well. So I'm going to have to do something about that. So let's just say I can get them all here and use the multi-mob enrager. Yellow. Good. Purple. Green. Blue. Okay, everybody. We are going to be assigning you all to a group. Okay, got a couple added in. I think I got all except... Oh, I got that one in. Have I got the blue one in? Okay, I think maybe I got the whole group in. Nope, there was one that was still needing it. Okay, this is where things will get very kooky very fast because I'm going to have them all go at a wither. Thing is, they're very aggroed towards players, even in creative, so they're... That's what I'm talking about when it comes to some AI doesn't work well with mob battles. But I think I can force the issue with this. I think I can. Guys, you're not going to damage me. I'm in creative. I can do things to just zonk you, but I would much rather do this. Okay, can I... There we go. Now I got them to all aggro on him. It's a group. Kind of. They did hit the wither at least once. Everybody's flying into the top. I needed a roof because they can't seem to keep up with the wither if I do it otherwise. So, I had to try. But this admittedly is going to be one of the weirdest mob battles I think I've ever done. And this is coming from the guy that decided to use the food battle. So, yeah. I mean, it was Thanksgiving. I had to do a food theme. So, food-themed bosses. So, yeah, it got a little weird. But I have no regrets on that. No regrets at all. So, thanks to the shirt, I have no regrets. I think I got the... I don't think that they can hit it regardless. Like, I think they may have some hard issue with damaging the wither. But I did aim them all at it. It's special. Yeah, I threw them all at it. Maybe they just cannot harm the wither. But I've tried. I did try. I've given them a roof, so it doesn't just blast them from above. Because now they're all able to be above at the same time. And it's still completely butchering them. Like, they are not able to hit it at all. I thought they dealt the damage, but it may just be it damaged itself. And now it's just completely using them for target practice again. So this is what happened the first time whenever I was trying this out. And this is why I'm going to be having like a whole behind-the-scenes log thing, at least on my thinking process, even if I'm not actually demonstrating how I set things up sometimes or how I experiment. But I might do that too during that time, because I'm going to do like a special thing later on where I'm kind of showing how I think of mob battles in the first place and how I test them out, and it's kind of how I rate them in certain ways in my headcanon. So it's going to be kind of an interesting thing. So consider the upcoming, like, I've gotten past 200 spectacular being something a bit different than usual, and this just isn't working. This is one of the demonstrations right now of this isn't working. I really thought a roof would help. I didn't experiment with it entirely, but it's showing that the wither just... There's certain types of things that a wither will just completely demolish. And this is just a very heavy expression of that. Oh wow, it just got was like a whole barrage going off for a while there. But yeah, they are not going to be an issue for the Wither at all. So I'm not really gonna declare this even to be a mob battle. This is more like this, the Wither declares target practice. At least, in defense of the Urghast, it tried shooting the Wither. It just had terrible aim. So, but these guys, they're just giving this thing guerrilla warfare lessons. Oh, it actually got hit. I take back that statement. They're actually learning to hit it. One of them did, at least. That time I saw like 80 plus points of damage, I believe. Which means it definitely tried to hit, and hit really hard. Okay, I will see this all the way through. This is no longer Wither declares target practice. I take that back. Because if at least one can hit it, then it's a fight. They are a group against one. This is how it's supposed to be. In the mod, in terms of how they spawn in, they spawn as the group of all 5. So once you sound that horde horn in the end, this is what you get in terms of enemies, is you get 5 of them, 1 of each color. Oh, that's a blockbuster shot. Oh, something's getting vaporized. Eventually it will break through and see them. Oh, that one got hit directly with a blockbuster shot, so that was interesting. Oh, it actually missed one. Okay, if you're still interested in me, Arakos, I'm just gonna let you get guided to your doom. So yeah, go ahead, try coming down on me, and then the Wither will just blow you away. Because that's what Withers do. I know you hit them at least once. So this is officially a fight. That's the way I think of it. Because one of my little rules is, if they can damage each other, even if one completely outpaces the other in terms of healing or something, then it's technically a fight. Some just don't work as well as others because of that, obviously, but they have to at least be able to damage each other. So that's definitely a rule I've got. And now that they have proven they can at least hit the Wither, I'm letting it just go for it. Because one of them apparently hit it for like close to a third of its health, but not quite, in one shot. It has since healed, obviously, because that's also what Withers do. And the Horde is getting just nailed. They knocked me into a corner. Where did you go, Wither? Oh, yeah, there you are. Oh, the yellow one's almost perching. I didn't know you could land. The yellow one is just going to be obliterated very soon. Is there a second yellow one? Did I accidentally double up on one? There's one green, and maybe it's just the color flashing from it. I think it's just the color flashing from it hitting them. Made me think it looked similar at the same time. I'm pretty sure there's one of each color. And that I didn't accidentally double up on. I think it's just the way the red flashes work. Either way, you hit up at least once before, Arakos. You might want to try that again. Because if not, you are going to just get blasted. I mean, it's not supposed to be every time I hit the thing with this that you get reminded of a single extra attack. You're supposed to remain aggroed afterwards. Okay, I'm gonna hit the wither again with this to remind you to try to hit him. There, I did it. Okay, it actually took a hit. Maybe or maybe not because of that, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe they just have a hard time lining up against the wither. Okay, I'm collecting stuff from them because or, no, I think that was the assault. But very soon, they're gonna start dropping. Because the green one's about out. The green one is gone, folks. Well, I need to get rid of one of those extra Abyssal Realm Stones again. They just keep popping up. That was Netherrack that fell on top of me. I thought it was going to be part of the basalt. Hey, Arakos? Are you trying to chase him and get yourself shot at again? The red one's going to be down very soon. The red one is down. So they can occasionally hit the wither. Occasionally. Still not entirely sure. Okay, that was definitely a hit on it. Or at least it hit itself with an explosion or something. As soon as the wither gets damaged, it starts breaking blocks. This is a proximity thing rather than using a shot. Okay, maybe I need to... that again. It's stuck to the ceiling. Now the yellow one's getting barraged. The blue one's about down, and the purple one's pretty close too. Like it's about gone. Oh, it just knocked it out of the thing. Okay, that was kind of funny. Oh, purple is down. Blue is nearly out. Yellow is looking not too far. This whole set is about to be goners. Okay, blue's out. Yellow could theoretically knock itself out on the ceiling. Because I saw it damage itself before. I think so. It got nailed. It really got nailed. So, yeah, their drops are all over the place. They have been defeated. That, yep, Wither Roses for them going down. Okay, so you have officially taken out the Horde. Although they seem to, like, very rarely actually hit. Like, I don't think it was just me doing things. I think it was that they could hit naturally, just very rarely, and even then they really needed a ceiling. So, yeah, they may have had a thing there. So, having a ceiling did help them, so this was kind of special rules. I wouldn't entirely call it a cage match. I wouldn't exactly not. It's just assistance via ceiling. Okay, so we could go on to some of the others for a while, and most of these can basically work as is. So I don't have to worry too much about that whole thing right now. And kind of thank goodness there. Armor recovery. Armor recovery. I don't remember anything about needing that exactly. So I'm kind of wondering. Now, Dinzos and Ravor, they work as a pair. That's a definite thing there. Although, I would be kind of curious on doing one-on-one with one of them, because one of them's ranged and one of them is melee. So there's sort of that weird thing there. They do so kind of as a tag team. I wonder if only certain things are bugged, like maybe the mob killer is having issues? Either way, the Wither is going wild. Taking enough damage to go into shield mode. And this is where the high level of melee attack goes in. I don't think the range is doing much to it anymore. Yep, being backstabbed. It's a goner. Yeah, Ravor, the ranger, does not work as well against the Wither after he puts up his shield, but his tag team partner, Dinzos, on the other hand, definitely has things going. So, yeah, they know how to cover for each other. So, remember, whenever you spawn them in the regular way, you will face both of them as a tag team. And the Wither is apparently not strong enough to help you that much in that fight if you decide to Wither bomb them. Like I probably would. So there's that. Well, at least something that I'd kind of like to do, because it's always a funny thought. Just, hey, let's drop a Wither on it. You know? Okay, now am I close enough to find my thing? Am I close enough to find my thing, or do I need to do the thing again? Because I may have to do the thing again. Yeah, I may have to do the thing again. Because the thing about enemies with high HP, working with the Wither, is they can get chased all over the place. So that's a thing there. And that's also why, thank goodness for respawn anchors. Okay. Okay, so that was required. Again. Because they seem to like to go everywhere. Now we have a couple others that the Wither can face down here. Now, there's an interesting story behind these next two. There used to be a pair of bosses known as Dex and Zetchile. And they were considered to be very annoying. So a couple things came in to replace them, including this guy, the Eternal Archer. I mean, he seemed kind of as grindy more than anything. So they decided, yeah, let's make something that's not going to be that grindy. Now, here's an interesting thought. This guy's arrows, he attacks mainly by arrows. So he has a bit of an issue dealing with the shield. Still, he does hurt the Wither initially, and the Wither can still hurt itself. Then it flies back up. Gets shot again, goes back down. So this just becomes an exercise in watching the Wither restore its health above halfway and take its shield down, and then put its shield back up when it goes low. So it's bobbing up and down like a yo-yo. Or I could say more like a roller coaster ride, actually. So, I'd say probably more a wooden coaster than metal, because wooden coasters don't have quite those crazy flips and dips as metal ones do, but they still have their ups and downs, which is very fun. Just saying. Now, the thing is, because of this, okay, we're going back to this whole immunity thing here. The Wither can still hurt itself off its own blast, but only occasionally. Like, it mostly doesn't deal with that problem as much as it used to, but it still can damage itself sometimes. But the Eternal Archer, once the Wither gets down to shield state, cannot hurt the Wither anymore. So it's like, yeah. It's like, you don't really have a melee attack, you just use range. Now, to be perfectly fair, its range attack deals a lot of damage, so you're going to have some pretty good arrow protection on that armor there. So serious projectile protection is required against the Eternal Archer. And preferably really good armor. But the Wither is just kicking this thing to the curb. And once it's down enough, it starts running away. It's like, I'm getting out of here. I mean, still shooting back, but at the same time. You can tell from all the dropped arrows around here, this guy can fire pretty quickly, so he is a bit of a Gatling. However, that doesn't matter against the Wither as long as they actually count as arrows. So, yeah. Well, to be perfectly fair, if they did enough damage in a single strike, they could take it down to slightly above halfway to all the way down. It'd just be a whole lot of damage, so that'd take a really big bow, really enchanted, with really good arrows. I'm pretty sure I'm in a warped forest biome here. I am literally being chased around all the nether biomes, trying to follow these two. Pretty much what's going on. Is that the same place as before? Is that no, I think that's a... Huh. Now what made that hole? Anyhow. Back to watching these two. Oh, he's worried. He's like, I'm getting out of here again. Ah! Like sneakers, carry me through. Let me run. Like, don't fail me now, feet. Oh, they failed me. Yeah, he's down. He's officially down. And the Wither's just like, okay, that was fun. Can I do something else now? Yep, yeah, that's just the Wither sign of which it is bored, so yeah. And that's my sign to do the thing. You know, I should just keep carrying the glowstone along, even as I'm checking out the other drops, because I'm going to keep restoring this thing periodically anyhow. So I'm just going to go ahead and just hold on to that. Meanwhile, time to show off Sunstorm. Certainly an interesting enemy over here. And one of the replacements for Dex and Zechile. Well, I do need to keep tossing away Abyss Realm stones. That's a thing. Look at this guy. Interesting looking. He's Sunstorm. And yes, he has some range attacks too. They might be a little hard to see though. Just saying. I think it'd be hard to see regardless, because I think they go about really fast. It's like a little particle effect that goes out. like a quick little flicker. Like you can barely see it even when you know exactly what you're looking for. Nope. He does seem to have some melee attacks, or at least the ability to strike at point-blank range. Which the Wither is also still dangerous at. That Sunstorm has proven to be stronger. Although it did take out more than the Wither did take out more than half his health. So he's like, "Ow, that hurt." He triumphed, but in the end, he's going, "Ow, that hurt." Wait, did I have the wrong one? Was that not from DivineRPG? Because I thought it was from DivineRPG. Oh yeah, that was the right one. It's just that, oh yeah, that's right. The art style is very similar between the two. Yeah, I forgot that these blitzes look a lot like the guns from Advent of Ascension. So yeah, I forgot about that for a moment there. So a little extra thing here. Do I actually need ammo when I'm in creative with this thing? No, I do not. Okay. It was just an experiment I had to go with there. Okay, now I think it was... Yeah, there's my setup, so I'm good. I don't have to go as far this round, so I could just fly over. We have other Twilight bosses. Some of them just don't work as well. With these three, they're all ground enemies only. They just don't have the melee reach to deal with the Wither. They will literally stand there and get blasted. If they get in a hit or two off the bat, they don't have enough damage to one-shot the Wither, and while it's blowing up next to them, it's literally like their only chance to get a shot in. And they tend to miss it from the knockback, so it pretty much just goes one way, and the Wither just nukes all three of these. So Soul Fiend, Twilight Demon, and Maturon, they all just get completely laid to waste by the Wither. So yeah, I'm just gonna say right now that's just a thing. Now, some of these others, on the other hand, it's a different story. Now these two, I'm thinking the Parasecta might, if I give it a roof. Because it's one of those things where I don't think the Wither is really going to be as one-sided when it comes down to it if it has a roof. So kind of like with the other guys. This one is same story as these three. Does not have enough reach, will just get completely laid to waste. So Dramix, you just get completely wasted by the Wither. These three is a whole other story. Now, to be perfectly fair, I found out it might be better to have a roof with some of these. So, Termisect, because of how it flies around, I think it's better with a roof. So that's more of a thought of probably better with a roof. Oh, you piggy are in the wrong spot. You just had to be in this particular basalt delta, didn't you? Well, I'm sorry, little piggy, but this is not going to go very well for you. Oh, distracted by the pig. Okay, let me get the... Okay, it already found it. I was gonna help it to a bit there. I think this one may require my regular little wand here. That's the first time. Maybe it's too close. Okay. When I had them at the top of the nether, eventually I could chase them down, so I might have to do it that way. So let me, just reset that whole thing. This is why testing time takes up a portion of things sometimes. I will try to roof some of the others, but this was one that worked better the first time. I promise. It worked out better in testing before. So I had to chase them. I had to chase them, admittedly, but at least it was working then. Sometimes you need to have a bit of a chase to get things to work. Maybe I need a smoother roof. Or something. Okay, so let me see if I can chase them down like I did the first time. I think I got it that time. Oh yeah, now it's hitting it. Okay. It is in fact hitting the wither, I believe. At least it did occasionally. There we go. Yeah, now I got... maybe this one works better without the roof, but it becomes a flying battle either way. I guess maybe it would need a smoother roof, perhaps. I'm still figuring this one out, folks. It's like a smoother roof would be nice, maybe, because then maybe it would work out better that way. Now, other than the spinning rotors there, this guy doesn't seem pretty... Termisect here doesn't seem quite as animated as some of the others. But that's a thing. Sometimes they're just not as big on that. It is hitting him somehow. I'm wondering if it's by hitting with the rotors, or if it's like he's actually kind of back hitting him there. You can definitely tell it's working though. Yeah, I think it's mostly hitting with the rotors, because he's hitting him more frequently now that he's down there. But does he mainly hit with these rotors? Well, it's kind of doing something to me, I could say that, so... Yeah, I think it's mostly those spinning rotors that deal damage. I haven't actually dealt with Termisect in survival before, so I'm not entirely sure. At least I don't remember it. Did I do that when I was trying to do Breaking Bethia? Which I might start up again. Or, again, adding this into my already going series, I might basically continue it from there in concept as a kind of a redo of the idea. The Wither is actually having a harder time dealing with the rotors than with the Termisect's upper area, which is interesting. It did take off a lot of health over time, but in fact more than 300 points, but Okay, there we are. Whew, that was a whole thing. Oh, yes, right. He kind of got added in at that segment of things. He got it into the wildwood. Okay. Again, there's a lot of rehashing done later. So, yeah, that guy was a thing there. Now, we also got another one that I'm pretty sure would be a good idea to have a roof. But if seeing how that one went, it might actually be better just to let things happen the way that they happened before. And just chase them around a bit. And toss away realm stones that are extras, because this is apparently what's going on here. The experienced quarry also requires a bit of encouragement. And did I hit the wither with it? Kinda hit the wither is sometimes trickier than the bigger things. I think I got it that time. There we go. Yeah, I did. I was gonna say, I just needed to encourage it better. As you can see, it is hurting the wither. Pretty significantly, might I add. But yeah, remember these flying things that like to snipe you? Yeah, there's a boss version. Apparently he's having a time with the wither. Not sure if the attacks count entirely as the type of projectile the shield protects against, or if it's just lost its aim because of the angle of the wither. But it is getting worn down by the wither. Of course, the wither's been dealt some pretty good damage by its on occasion. Oh, that took another big hit there. I can take many of those to take down the wither now. Oh, one more shot. There it goes. To be fair, this took a lot of damage along the way, but the wither did fall, including the extra gun there. And, happened pretty close to the other one. Interesting location. Didn't see that coming exactly, but okay. Let's let's get you out there for now. So yeah, as you're going throughout them, you may have to deal with some shenanigans there. I think I'll just keep the biggest splits. So the skitter one is definitely a bit of a larger shot. Now the Parasecta, I'm definitely going to have to do the thing. Because I want to see if I can get it to work. And I couldn't before, because I think it needs a roof. Because it just could not follow the wither before. So again, need for roof. Time to wither bomb. Now, can I, Okay, never mind. I was about to hit it with it, but it looks like it aggroed on its own. It just really needs a roof. Okay. I was wondering about that. Oh, those two are really going at it right now. Point blank range. Just Parasecta is one of those you can find in the Dungeon of Arcana, by the way. So imagine this is an area that also has a roof. Hence why I thought it really needed a roof. So you can also take out a wither. Can I carefully sneak around? Yeah, I'm gonna put that stuff out carefully. Okay. I just really needed that roof. Luckily, I wasn't too far away from the portal. So let me zip back up there. And what are you doing there? Sometimes the bats just don't know where they want to be. You know? Okay, so that was a very batty routine. So this one just needed a roof. Some of these require adjustments, and some do not. But now we can go to some that I can certainly say I've worked out in other ways as to what happens or not. Believe it or not, all these just get wrecked by the wither because, again, they don't have the reach, and I don't think that having much of a roof would help unless it's a very tight quarters cage fight. So there might be some cage matches later that are specific, but for now, I'm gonna leave that out of this for this particular run. Especially when things are getting close to the amount of time I was going for. Because this was going to be a bit of an epic. But now, it's time for two of them that you'd really have to do some serious breaking to get to. Because Quadro and Raglok Dagur are only in Vethia, and that has this whole embargo type system on it. So trying to get a wither into Vethia would be kind of a bit insane, and it's something that I totally want to do eventually, in survival no less. So, yeah, dropping a wither on one of these bosses to weaken them would be kind of hilarious. But I can certainly say that the ones I had over on the failure list, yeah, all of them just get laid to waste by the wither. Including, of course, the Hive Queen, because she just mostly spawns extras, and they all get blown away by the time they can do anything to the wither. And she doesn't have any attacks of her own, so yeah, Hive Queen just does not go well against withers. So that's a thing. However, these two are a whole other story. I was actually kind of surprised about Wreck not working, because he has like this gravity attack. I think what's happening in that case is the Wither is overpowering it. But here's Quadro. And Quadro has arrows! Kind of like the Eternal Archer and you before. And he also has some melee attacks on occasion. Although his mood may change. As you can see, he also does talk about it. Now his arrows do count completely as arrows, just like the Eternal Archer before, so. And also, I believe, Rabor. But just saying. this guy has 4,000 health. So, it's just saying, this 300 HP Wither is going up against a thing with 4,000 health. And it's doing a very good job. This is also multi-headed versus multi-headed mayhem, just saying. DivineRPG has a thing for that, and so does the Wither, so, yeah. Quadro is not an enemy that you want to deal with normally with that much health. This guy is... And now he's just getting chased back. He's like, ah! Like, I'm actually seriously injured. Like, this thing hurts. Like, yeah, this is a Wither, this is what they do. If you're not prepared for a Wither, it will rock your world. Whoa, Nelly, did he get rocket jumped up at the Wither? I think Quadro just got rocket jumped up at the Wither. Couldn't even fully track that, it happened so fast. But note this is a natural aggression run here, so yeah, no need for the walk. Again, his mood may change, but at least he remembers he has an enemy. He's somehow all three of those shots missed. Or at least he only got hit with a collateral. He didn't get hit with a direct shot. But the rest seem to be doing a lot better. It's still 3 shots at once, just like the whole barrage. That's kind of funny. It's like after all these highly accurate Wither shots, suddenly it's like three all at once. It's like, nope, I'm just dodging these, goodbye. And right now he's like, what's going on? All of my ears are ringing. All eight of them. Yes, so named Quadro is because he has 4 heads. Just saying. Occasionally he just wants to run away. He's like, nope, I'm out of here. Again, the rocket jump towards the Wither. Don't know if he hit him that time, but it's a possibility. Quadro's like, I have all these weapons, which one do I use? Meanwhile, he's getting completely barraged. Now, Quadro, when you remember you have the access to, yep, there you go. Never mind. Just say, when you remember you have access to projectiles, it might help you a little bit. For a while, anyway. Wither's life drain and regeneration, combined with its light and barrage, is doing such a number on Quadro. So 3 heads versus 4 heads, and the 3 heads are winning. So, more brains does not necessarily mean better brains. In this case, an undead brain, oddly enough, taking out a living one. So isn't that wild? Do Withers actually have brains? I mean, they're very skeletal. It's just more like the soul energy reanimating it is powering the whole thing. Either way, Quadro's like, I can't stand for this. I have to get rid of this undead abomination. But at the same time, he just can't seem to deal with it, no matter how much he tries. And I was like, nope, 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 I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Nope, I'm being chased. Like, I'm out of this picture. I don't want to have any part of this anymore. I'm out. But yeah, the thing's decisions vary between which personalities really can control the legs at the time, which I still... But the Wither is just like, no. I'm just going to destroy whatever is around me, regardless. Like, I do not care. It's like no concept of back down. It's like 4,000 HP, meh, I can throw that eventually. Because I'm the Wither, that's what I do. This guy's like, why won't you fall? Oh, that time they did go together for a moment. Oh, did smack the Wither at least one. If we go to melee mode at exactly the right timing, it might have a chance. But I don't know if Quadro will think about that. Like, Quadro, you do have other weapons. You use them on occasion, but is it fast enough? I don't think so. Sit down so you can run away. I'm not the one you're fighting here. I'm mostly an observer at this time. I mean, think of me as the guy in the stand, so just think of me as sitting down, even though I'm flying, you know? Sky seat. Yeah, sky seat, that works. I have the sky seats. Skybox, yeah, that fell I'm above the box, but that's no matter there. This is kind of amazing. It's like watching... I don't even know. But, yeah, this is a definite run where... Like, this one little guy here is just taking down this... Well, 4,000 HP behemoth despite his actual size. I mean, Quadro isn't the biggest one in terms of actual size, but in terms of HP, that is kind of ridiculous. And the Wither is just like... eh. You know, it's like, I've got this. So the Wither's like, I can take him. Now, those hit simultaneously. Now, will Quadro decide to use arrows again? But I was going to say, by the time the Wither gets fully healed. Apparently the answer is, yeah, you will. Wow, that barrage run really took down a good chunk of Quadro's remaining health. He does not have much left to go. By the standard of the Wither. Oh, he's on his last leg. Very literally. And he is down. So there goes Quadro. Now Raglock's yet another story, but I feel I need to start somewhat fresh there. Blockbustering bedrock won't work with her. It's just not going to happen. It's just letting you know in advance there. Now this guy, he's got reach. Now he's tall and he knows how to use it. Look how fast the wither went down there. Like, he was smacked so hard. Barely did anything to Raglock. So this guy is brutally powerful. And very tough and tall. So this particular demon here, yeah, he'll be an issue. Be a big issue.
Helios, avenge me.
No, not happening. The avenging is not going to happen right now. You're down because I smacked you with an instant kill stick, basically. So anyhow, you can see how fast the wither was whacked by that one. So it's been interesting going between them here. And as a quick review, after I zip back to my respawn anchor, it comes in handy for so many things. But I mean, who but me would have thought of using this for mob battles at the top of the nether? It's just like, yeah. But basically, in review, Ancient Entity can take on the Wither, and fairly quickly, might add. Although, still gets some damage on the way. King of Scorchers also, definitely, which is interesting because that thing is smaller than it used to be. So it's kind of comical, but it does work. As for the Watcher, it requires some encouragement, but after that, it does it pretty soundly. Now, these 5, they just never seem to stand a chance no matter what I do. It's like, I gave them a ceiling, they still got wasted, even though they could occasionally hit it. They just seem to have a hard time hitting the Wither. Now, Dinzos and Ravor as a team can take one down. I don't think Ravor can do it on his own because of the arrows, but Dinzos, once Ravor gets him down to halfway, Ravor finishes him off. I mean, right, the other way. Ravor gets him down to halfway, and Dinzos finishes him off. There, I said it. Eternal Archer, those arrows are its only attack, so it's not going to work out in the Eternal Archer's favor, like, ever. It does damage the Wither, I'll give it that, but after that, it is very much down. Sunstorm does it pretty soundly in an interesting way. Does seem to have both ranged and melee, so this one knows what he's doing. So that's the thing. These 3, I've already said before, I'm not going to show it immediately here because they just do not have the reach. They just don't. Termisect, Experienced Cory. Apparently they need more of an open sky than I first thought. I thought that maybe my first experiences with trying was a bit different, but no, apparently it's better with an open sky. But they can take down the Wither eventually. Parasecta. The Parasecta requires a roof, apparently. It does require a roof. Just saying, requires a roof. But then things go pretty much in his favor. Although it takes a lot of damage in the way, it does take down the Wither. So it is stronger than the Wither. Dremix, just you don't got the reach there, buddy. Quadro and Raglock both can seriously slam around when it comes down to it. Quadro falls eventually, even though he does have some melee attacks. it's just his mood changes so much, he tends to forget what he needs to do. So the Wither will take down Quadro despite his tremendous health pool. Raglock, however, wrecks the Wither quite well. So yeah, now these four, they again do not have the reach for it. So I don't think there's going to be time. Not to be perfectly fair, Kairos, there is a thing about it being situational, because the way you're originally meant to fight them is in a smaller space where there's a lot of like mechanisms and stuff. And if I were to make them somehow unbreakable, then maybe, but a Wither's Blast would probably just blow up a good chunk of the area, and he would lose his arsenal of structure-dependent weaponry. So he just doesn't work against the Wither normally. Wreck I found kind of funny in that he was disappointing, because you're usually such an issue to players with his gravity attack. That pulls you in. I think the Wither just straight out beats that attack and just hovers above his range, and it's like, no, you're not pulling me in. I am a Wither. I can fly. So it's like a deal with it. Lady Luna does not have reach, so, or any kind of ranged attack. So there's reasons for this whole setup, but that's kind of the whole situation in review when it comes to DivineRPG at this time. I may do some cage matches in the future for the ones that do not have much reach, and see if that helps. But until then, we'll see. I mean, it's good to see it back, though. So you can kind of see where the Wither sits with a lot of them currently. And I might have a little more fun with it later, with a few different ways of doing things. But there's also other mods I can work with now. And some of them are coming back from earlier times. There's even some that just recently updated, so there may be a few things upcoming that I was not perfectly expecting, and they may have some interesting places and things. So expect some interesting times for some good old mods that you may think of as a blast from the past. Kind of like this one. But for now, I'll be logging off. Hope to hear from you all later. So, bye for now, everybody, and remember, there will be more mob battles.